Stephen Carl McMillan, Engineman, 3rd class. We just had one, and I can't remember where we was at, but it might have been somewhere out from Japan somewhere. We had one bad one, and like I said, actually I remember we was trying to eat, the tray would go sideways or whatever, so it was bad. That was the only one. But a little bit to that story, and this is maybe hard to believe, but it's the truth. But for the first year and a half I was in the Navy, I got seasick. Every time I went to, it took me a year and a half before I got where I wasn't seasick. And really the only thing that made me feel good when I was seasick would be in my bunk. Well, they don't really care about that. In other words, it goes on just like ain't nothing wrong. So I spent a lot of days sick because I was seasick. And they didn't have no patches and all that stuff. I mean, in other words, it was what it was. And about the weather thing, I do remember this on, and I don't know if it was on my, I think it was the second West back, but we were going to Hong Kong. And we was already dressed up to go in port. And the weather or whatever said there was going to be a typhoon or whatever, so they turned us around. And we didn't go. We turned around, went out. And back to the weather stuff though, when I went to Tahiti, we were going to the Philippines, and whether they was going to get a typhoon or whatever it was, and we actually stayed 4 days more because of that. Before they see.
And what did you do in Tahiti?
I did go down to the, because we was only like 2 days, maybe 3, but I went down to the beach or whatever you want to call it, and it was definitely probably one of the prettiest ones I've ever seen. It was different because Japan, the only place that I ever went that did speak English, and I don't think they had any desires to. In other words, all the other places I went, Korea, Taiwan, Philippines, everywhere, they're like the taxi drivers or some of the people that you're going to be dealing with a lot, they could speak English. In Japan, they couldn't speak no English, and none of the signs had anything to do with English, so it was hard to. In other words, I didn't go out but I spent a Christmas there and a New Year's, and me and 3 guys went and spent the night in Tokyo. But like I say, it's hard to in Japan because you can't communicate with them because I don't think they really care about communicating.